Hello to everyone who is listening today. My name is Datisha, and then I've created this channel for to make learning very easy and to make it possible for each and everyone to learn online. Now, a brief summary of what this channel stands for is to help people who find difficulties in learning on their own to have a companion or a steady partner in terms of learning. And that steady partner I'm referring to is me, the teacher. So, first of all, today's presentation is on contracts and the introductory part of contracts, what contract stands for, or what contracts it's made up of. So, without taking much time, let's dive into this. I believe this slide presentation will be very short and simple. And at the end of the day, you would actually get a chance to assess yourself as to what you can do and what you've learned. Now, we will start with the formation of a contract. Now, when we talk of the formation of a contract, we will dive into what contract is, that is the meaning of contract, and we will look at the elements that makes up a valid contract. So the element that gives us a valid contract. Now, a very prominent person by name Professor Bonzi Sampson defined a contract, as an agreement between parties who have capacity for a price measured in terms of money, effort, forbearance, or exchange of promise, which agreement is enforceable by the law court. So, if we are to break this definition down, first of all, a contract is an agreement between two parties. So, the parties we have an offeree and then we have an offeror, where one party presents an offer to the other for acceptance. So when we look at this definition, the agreement alone is made up of offer and acceptance. Now, these parties, both of these parties should have capacity, or they must have capacity. And then the price we are referring to is consideration in terms of money. So like in terms of money, that is you pay a price, you pay a particular sum of money for an exchange of another thing, or an effort you have to do something for another thing, forbearance or exchange of a promise, which agreement is enforceable by the law court. First of, like, it is enforceable by the law court, meaning that at the end of the day, if something should happen and then this case is presented to the court, the court can have, like, the court can as an express its authority on the contract. That is what we refer to as forbearance, um, enforceable by the law court. Now, we go into the elements of a contract. We have, first of all, we have an agreement that is made up of offer and acceptance. I've explained this further, but going forward, we will see what offer is, we will see what acceptance is, and we will see how to make a valid offer and then how to make a valid acceptance. Now, the next one we are going to look at is capacity. When we talk of capacity, we talk of your ability or you being able to enter into a contract. We will talk of consideration. Consideration refers to the price you pay for an exchange. So that is consideration. That is a small brief information about consideration, but we will dive into consideration more in our next slide presentation. The next one is intention to create legal relationship. So like relations or relationship. So the fact that the two of you are entering into a contract means that the two of you plan on, as in, creating legal relationship between the parties. So that is basically it. Now we have another one, that is the legality of the objective. So whatever you guys are entering into a contract, or the reason behind the you entering into a contract, must be legal. So If the object, like what you guys intend to achieve, is not legal, you can't it can't really be a contract, meaning that when you send it to court, the court will not favor any of the parties. Now, you look at the creation or the formation of a contract. A contract comes into existence when an offer is made by one party and that offer is accepted by another. So, this is the first part, that is the offer and an acceptance. One party must make the offer, and then the offer needs to be accepted by the other before a contract comes into existence. Now, both parties must have capacity. Capacity doesn't really mean, say, like just one party can have capacity. Both parties should have capacity or must have capacity. Now, some consideration must pass from the parties, so there must be consideration, and then they must have intended to create legal relationship between them, so legally binding agreement between them. Now, the purpose of the agreement must be legal, and any necessary formalities must have been complied with. So, the objective, the purpose, whatever you guys are trying to achieve must be legal, and then any other formalities must be complied with. So, like, do this, don't do that. You should comply with those things in order for a contract to hold. Now, this is the end of our presentation. Now, I would want you to assess yourself on this, what a contract is, what you think a contract is, and then going forward, you will know what a contract is, what goes into a contract, what to do, and what not to do when entering into a contract. Now, another thing is, what are the elements of a contract? I brushed through this elements of a contract. Didn't really go much into it, but what are the elements of a contract? If you are able to list them, meaning that you've learned something from this presentation. So this is a self-assessment. Now, our next slide presentation will be on offer, and you you cannot miss it, because like it will teach you a lot on what offer is, how to make a very good offer, a valid offer, what an offer is not, and many other information. Thank you for your attention, and I hope to see you soon.